as you woke up this morning, you might have been Tate. So how do you make that decision? How does that feel when you wake up in the morning, who you're going to be?
Oh, here we go. There is no decision at all. Literally, it's out of your control.
Yeah.
You're basically listening to your inner self for a second, and you know.
And you just know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just know.
So this is the difference between gender fluid and gender neutral. There's a big difference.
Yes. There is a difference.
Okay.
And so with this, because we'll just explain what this is all about, the application for a judicial review is being made by lawyers on behalf of Christy Ellen Kane, who's campaigned on the issue for 25 years. Since July, more than 40 MPs have signed an early day motion in favour of gender-neutral passports. Her solicitors are arguing that human rights under Articles 8 and 14 of the European Convention on Human Rights, the right to private and family life and absence of discrimination are being illegally restricted by the Home Office's refusal. So this is what it's all about. You've debated this before, and so what do you have to say?
Look, anyone who finds themselves in a situation where they need some form of transgenderism, whatever it might be, is quite deserving of care and counselling and support. But I have to say this. First, they came successfully for our toilets, and we now have gender-neutral toilets. This week started with the fact that we're meant to have a census where we shouldn't be asking gender either. Quite how we're meant to prepare for maternity services is beyond me. And now we hear we're not meant to have our gender on passports. There is actually, it's all very well for the human rights of these folk, and we'll come to that in a second, but I'm more concerned about the human rights of innocent people who might be victims of potential terror attacks, because it is well known that those who have been involved in preparing for terror acts have tried to leave this country quite rapidly after. Admittedly, most of the terrorists are male, but some of the supporters are female. If you are in the security services and you put out an alert, we're looking for a 35-year-old man or woman, it automatically flags up with the computers, so extra attention is given to blokes or women who look around 35. I think it is a truly ridiculous step. Rarely has an idea struck me that has such little merit.
And what do you say to that?
Well, to be honest with you, it's not like people will have to put X. Not everyone will. It will be optional. There will be a third box. Not every male or female will have to do it, but if you are in the same position as a transgender or fluid or gender-neutral person, you can tick X, and that's a great step forward.
Is the biggest challenge you face your passport?
Not the biggest challenge, but it's pretty much just embarrassing if I'm out and getting ID'd, and my ID is female, so if I'm out as a male and getting ID'd, you get those looks from the person, and then you get asked, is this you? And you're just there like, yeah, technically.
But
I can understand that. I mean, I can understand that. Like, if that's not you and you're being forced to tick a box one way or other, I can understand why.
Holly, you must understand that sometimes the police have got to find out someone's gender.
No, I understand, but you'd be looking for the wrong person then. If you put out a thing saying, well, it's male, because they tick male on their passport, and actually this person was a female that day, you'd be looking for the wrong person anyway.
But it seems we seem to have managed to rub along with censuses since 1801 and passports since whenever pretty well by including gender. I don't see how this moves it forward, save for an incredibly small but very vocal minority, really small, that seems to be deciding the future for the rest of the majority.
Well, last month, Canada became the 10th country to offer citizens gender-neutral travel documents. Australia, Denmark, Germany, Malta, New Zealand, Pakistan, India, Ireland, Nepal have third category besides male and female. So we're supposed to be progressive. We should be at the beginning of that list.
Well, the other way of interpreting that, is there's 180 odd countries that are not going that way, and I'd rather stay again with the majority.
What do you say to that?
Well, to be honest with you, it's not as much of a small minority as you might think. There are many, many people in this country that don't identify as male or female, or are identifying as both, such as myself.
I question this many. I do think it's a very, very small number.
An increasing number as more and more people feel comfortable in expressing this.
Sure, which is to be encouraged. And if someone has got an issue, let's live in a country where you can do it. But do we really have to change everything, including our passports and our census forms? I mean, the census form is even more ridiculous, because if you need to plan, if you suddenly have a lot of young women moving into Slough, you're going to have to prepare for maternity services. If we don't even know if they're men or women, how is central government meant to prepare?
The fact that the government are even talking about this and that this is being debated, do you feel like that is a step forward, and that finally issues are being accepted and talked about? And
yes, it's a wonderful step forward that we're even getting to talk about this now. And it's more of a Majority because lots of people are too afraid to speak out and tell people that they are gender fluid, gender neutral, anything like that. You know, people just get too scared sometimes because of the community they could be living in. It could be more homophobic and transphobic than others.
Oh, well, thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.